Hello and welcome to another episode of today's 𝐃𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢. Consider the following statements regarding genome editing. Genome editing is a technology that gives scientists the ability to change an organism's DNA. This technology can add but not remove a genetic material at particular locations in the genome. As we have to select the correct statement, only the first is correct is the correct answer. Recently, the central government paved the way for the easy introduction of genome-edited crops. It is a technology that gives scientists the ability to change an organism's deoxyribonucleic acid. These technologies allow genetic material to be added, removed, or altered in particular locations at the genome. Consider the following statements regarding olive Ridley turtles. Aribada is known as the world's largest rookery of olive Ridleys. Operation Olivia was launched by India to protect the olive Ridley turtles. Only the second statement is correct. P is the correct answer. Recently, scientists have tagged more than 6,000 turtles to gather more information about their breeding behavior and migration. This was done as a record number of 4.92 lakh olive Ridley turtles have crawled to the Rishikulla coast in Odisha. The olive Ridley turtles are the smallest and most abundant of all sea turtles found in the world. These turtles are carnivores and get their name from the olive-colored carapace. They're best known for the unique mass nesting called the Aribadas, where thousands of females come together on the same beach to lay eggs. Odisha's Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary is known as the world's largest rookery of sea turtles. Every year, the Indian Coast Guard's Operation Olivia helps protect olive Ridley turtles as they congregate along the Odisha coast for breeding and nesting from November to December. It also intercepts unlawful trawling activities. Consider the following statements regarding the Central Bureau of Investigation. It derives powers to investigate from the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946. CBI can suo motu take up investigation of offences only in the Union Territories. The CBI director is appointed on the basis of DSPE Act 1946. We have to select the correct statement. Only the first and second are correct. A is the correct answer. Recently, the Chief Justice of India said, with the passage of time, the CBI had also come under deep public scrutiny. Its actions and inactions has raised concerns regarding its credibility in some cases. CBI is the premier investigation police agency or investigating police agency that derives its powers from the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946, taking up suo motu investigation of offences only in the Union Territory. The central government can authorize CBI to investigate in a crime of a state but only with the consent of the concerned state government. The Supreme Court and High Courts, however, can order CBI to investigate a crime anywhere in the country without the consent of the state. Until 2014, the CBI director was appointed on the basis of DSPE Act of 1946. In 2014, the Lokpal Act provided for the committee, which comprises of the Prime Minister as the head, for the appointment of CBI director, and the Home Ministry sends a list of eligible candidates to Department of Personnel and Training. Then DOPT prepares the final list on the basis of seniority, integrity and experience in the investigation of anti-corruption cases and sends it to the committee. Consider the following statements regarding Antarctica. It is the highest continent on the earth. The basement rock of Antarctica lies below sea level. Maitri is India's first permanent research station in Antarctica. We have to select the correct statement. Only the first and second are correct. B is the correct answer. Recently, the government introduced the Antarctica Bill in the Lok Sabha, which envisages regulating visits and activities to Antarctica as well as potential disputes that may arise among those present on the continent. The bill also prescribes penal provisions for certain serious violations. Antarctica is the highest continent on Earth as the ice thickness reaches level up to 4,800 meters. The basement rock of Antarctica lies below sea level since it's pushed beneath the weight of the ice. Antarctica has many minerals including gold and iron. Apart from rich coal reserves, more than 30% of Antarctica is contained in the Ross ice shelf. Dakshin Gangotri was the first Indian scientific research base station established in Antarctica as a part of the Indian Antarctic Program. Which of the following are exempted from GST? Tobacco products, excise duty on liquor, electricity, taxes. We have to select the correct statement. Correct answer actually, not statement. All are correct. D is the correct answer. The gross goods and services tax revenue collected in the month of March 2022 is the highest ever since the implementation of the new taxation system. GST is a value-added tax levied on most goods and services. sold for domestic consumption. It is paid by consumers, but it is remitted to the government by the businesses selling the goods and services. Exemptions under GST include custom duty will still be collected along with the levy of IGST on imported goods. Petroleum and tobacco products are currently exempted, and excise duty on liquor, stamp duty, and electricity taxes are also exempted. Consider the following statements. Chaitra Sukladi marks the beginning of the new year of Vedic calendar. It is the first day during the waxing phase of the moon in the month of Chaitra. Now, as we have to select the correct statement, both are correct. C is the correct answer. The President of India has sent his greetings to fellow citizens on the occasion of Chaitra Sukladi, Ugadi, Gudi Padwa, Cheti Chand, also Navre and Sajibu Chairauba. Chaitra Sukladi, it's marking the beginning of the new year of the Vikram Samvat, also known as Vedic calendar, that is Hindu calendar. Also, Vikram Samvat is based on the day when the Emperor Vikramaditya defeated the Sakas, invaded Ujjain and called for a new era. Under his supervision, astronomers formed a new calendar based on the lunisolar system that is still followed in the northern regions of India. It is the first day of the waxing phase of the moon in Chaitra. Moving on, with respect to the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, consider the following statements. While the Act gives powers to security forces to open fire, this cannot be done without prior warning given to the suspect. The Act says the armed forces must act independent of any administrative authority. Now, as we have to select the correct statement, only the first is correct. A is the correct answer. The centre has significantly reduced the footprints of AFSPA in the northeast. The first major move at the central level on AFSPA was taken in 2004 when the Jeevan Reddy Committee was set up by the then UPA government, had recommended its repeal. However, the NDA government rejected the Reddy Committee's recommendation and dissolved the cabinet subcommittee. AFSPA gives sweeping powers to the armed forces, and it can be imposed by the centre or the governor of the state, on the state or parts of it. It is done after these areas are declared disturbed under Section 3. While the Act gives powers to security forces to open fire, this cannot be done without prior warning given to the suspect. It says the armed forces must act in cooperation with the district administration and not as an independent body. Surat has become the first city in the country to get a processed steel slag road built. With respect to it, consider the following statements. The thickness of the road is 30% more than the normal ones. The construction cost of such steel slag roads will also be around 30% more than the normal ones. We have to select the correct statement. Both are not correct. D is the correct answer. It is a part of joint venture project by the CSIR, Central Road Research Institute, Union Ministry of Steel, Government Think Tank Niti Aayog, and ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel at Hazira. The construction cost of the processed steel slag road is 30% cheaper than the roads built from natural aggregates. Thickness of the road is also 30% less than normal ones, while the durability is much longer due to the utilization of steel slag. The slag is generated from a steel furnace burning at about 1500 to 1600 degrees centigrade in the form of molten flux material as an impurity. The molten material is poured into the slag pits for cooling as per the customized procedure. It is further processed to develop stable steel slag aggregates with better material properties in place of the natural aggregate commonly used in road construction. Consider the following statements with respect to UK's Golden Visa policy. It has been launched recently as a means to get high net worthy individuals to make substantial investment in the country. The applicant should be at least 18 years of age. As we have to select the correct statement, only the second is correct. B is the correct answer. 8 Russian oligarchs who have been put on the UK's list of sanctions for their ties with the President Putin were granted Golden Visa to live in the UK. The UK's Golden Visa is popularly known as Tier 1 Visa, which was launched in 2008 as a means to get high net worth individuals to make substantial investment in the country. It is often seen as the fast-track route for wealthy investors to migrate to the UK. The visa requires the applicants to have a valid entry clearance, for which they should be at least 18 years of age, having complete control or ownership over the assets and investments that they are claiming. Section 153B of the IPC deals with which of the following? The correct answer is B, hate speech. Kali Charan Maharaj, who was arrested for hate speech, gets bail after 3 months. In general, it refers to words whose intent is to create hatred towards a particular group. That group may be community, religion, or race. This speech may or may not have meaning, but is likely to result in violence. In the 267th report of the Law Commission of India, hate speech is stated as an incitement to hatred primarily against a group of persons defined in terms of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religious beliefs, and the like, while Section 153p of the IPC includes aspects of structural violence as harm caused by the hate speech. Consider the following statements with respect to Dudhwa National Park. Arjun Singh initiated an idea of converting this land into a wildlife sanctuary in the year 1965. In 1984-85, 7 rhinos were relocated from Assam and Nepal to Dudhwa to rehabilitate a rhino population. As we have to select the correct statement, both are correct. C is the correct answer. The Dudhwa Tiger Reserve has geared up to start the count of one-horned rhinos in the protected area. Dudhwa National Park or Dudhwa Tiger Reserve is located in the areas of Lakhimpur and Kheri district of Uttar Pradesh. It brings together Kishanpur and Katarnia Ghat wildlife sanctuaries to represent the excellent natural forests and greenery along the Terai region. The Kishanpur sanctuary lies in the Lakhimpur, Kheri and Shahjahanpur districts of Uttar Pradesh. This area is actually meant for tremendous counts of som deer and tiger species. The area of the park is composed of a vast alluvial plain along the tributaries of Mohana and Suheli River. Arjun Singh, the great conservationist, initiated an idea of converting this land into a wildlife sanctuary in 1965. In 1977, Arjun Singh approached the erstwhile Prime Minister Indira Gandhi to declare the forest as National Park, and in 1984-85, 7 rhinos were relocated from Assam and Nepal to Dudhwa to rehabilitate a rhino population which lived here 150 years ago. Okay, moving on. Let's look at the practice question for the last segment. The Geological Survey of India is responsible for the identification and protection of geoheritage sites. It is an attached office to the Ministry of Culture. Sivalik Fossil Park has recently been accorded a geoheritage site. So let's answer it correctly in the comment segment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated. Thank you so much for watching.